Thoughts on no MR boots on PSG versus 4 magic damage dealers and hard CC? I mean, their champions can't afford to build magic resist boots. What is the point of picking Kennen and Syndra if you're going to build fucking Mercs? Unironically, like, you're griefing. You're actually griefing. Okay, I'm not trying to flame you, but what you're doing is taking a basic concept of recognizing that one team comp is very skewed in one direction, right? I mean, both team comps are kind of skewed in one direction, to be honest. You're recognizing that one team comp's really skewed in one direction of magic damage and CC, and then thinking that that must immediately induce Merc treads from the enemy team, without thinking whether or not it actually compromises the champions who would be building the Merc treads more by doing that than if they just actually continue to just play their own, you know, their own game. Now, unfortunately, the problem is the question becomes who's the beatdown. And in this game, due to the nature of the team compositions, G2 inherently scales harder than their opponents, mostly because of Corki and because of Gwen. And because their champions can simultaneously build damage while also being really tanky, whereas PSG's champions don't have the same luxury. Syndra can't build tanky and still deal damage to the enemy team this game because of who's on the enemy team. Now, if the enemy team had something like LeBlanc instead of Corki, someone who has to, like, jump on top of Syndra, and if the Kennen was, you know, if it wasn't going up against Gwen or something like that, let's say that the Kennen was also going up against, like, I don't know, say fucking, what's another magic damage? Like a Gragas, right? Something that's not going to deal, like, obscene amounts of magic damage, and who is a little bit more gated than, say, a Gwen would be. So if those two champions were on the enemy team, then actually, yes, Syndra could maybe go Merc Treads and even get Banshee's Veil, because the enemy, if they're going to actually go damage, can also not likewise compromise their builds by lacking damage, which then means that Syndra is no longer the beatdown, and she's able to recalibrate her play into being defensive because she doesn't need as many offensive stats, because she's the one that outranges the opponent and demands that the attack come from the enemy team in a standoff. No one's listening. This is why I don't talk about this shit anymore. Okay? Instead, we make noises at the screen. We laugh. Twitch chat says Keck W. Someone calls me gay in chat. I remind them I'm not gay. But if I were... Okay. True. True. True.